The big news coming out of Dynamite tonight was the injury to Adam Cole. He has sustained a broken ankle, which he described as his ankle exploding last Wednesday and breaking his ankle in 3 separate places that will require surgery. That sounds like a terrible injury. I mean, a broken ankle, not the greatest, but this seems like a pretty severe one. And yes, will require surgery. We don't know a timetable yet, but obviously this is not going to be a 4 to 6 week deal, and obviously off the pay-per-view. And it will remain to be seen how much of a presence he's going to have during this rehabilitation period, if they remove him from television or he's going to do the, making all the towns every week, as many wrestlers do with their injuries.
Oh, man.
Such. I mean, he's in the top story in the company. You could argue this is the most over he has been maybe ever. Like, as big as his runs have been in NXT and Ring of Honor, he's at a level at the moment that has been, a huge plus for, this company at this point in time. So terrible timing for a guy that already missed, months and months with that concussion issue. But yeah, it was, and just a freak thing. Like, it's an amazing way how kind of similar it is to that CM Punk broken ankle, where he was just coming down. And I mean, granted, he did a stage dive, so I mean, he kind of did welcome some risk, whereas Adam Cole was just doing a run in. But here you have 2 top guys and just freak things on the way to the ring.
It's almost like when you're, executing something that's very high risk, you're a lot more careful about everything that's around you. Whereas when you're doing something completely routine, like, running down the ramp and getting to ringside area, stuff like this happens. Really, really unfortunate. Britt Baker just tweeted out a photo of Adam Cole's ankle.
God, do we want to see this? Okay.
I mean, just for scientific purposes,
yes.
It does not look like it's an exaggeration what he claimed at all. So, best wishes to his recovery. You can see the several breaks right here in this x-ray. So Britt Baker says this guy broke his ankle in 3 places on a freak accident. He still hobbled around on live TV because, as we like to say, the show must go on. Adam Cole gives his entire heart and soul to pro wrestling. He's one tough cookie, and this is just a small bump in the road. He'll be back better than ever, baby.
I mean, it's a brutal injury, but I think, like, after you go through a concussion like that, I mean, at least this is not like a head injury. You know what I mean? It would be so much more severe, but I mean, that's not to downplay. Like, he's got a lot of recovery ahead of him. So, and it could be a while that he is out with this. Like, this is a very severe, several breaks that he has.
Again, if you choose to look at the bright side, you could say that in the time that he's been back, did he manage to, live up to expectations of what we all wanted from him in AEW? And I would say, really made the most of the time that he was here. And in that amount of time, managed to find a storyline and a character that I think, thankfully, is able to do a whole lot, even without participating in ring, action. So whether it be a lot more skits with MJF on the road, to Kowloons or whatever, there's still where
on boats,
sure, at trains, whatever you want. There's still a way to keep the story alive, but man, if it's a several month long hiatus, then it's going to be that much more challenging.
I mean, it's surgery, so I mean, you're looking at some time at that point. I guess it's sort of you try to make the best of this curveball that has been thrown your way. And there's certainly some interesting things you can do between what you've introduced with Roderick Strong and the Kingdom. There's also, like, MJF without his best friend. Like, his moral compass is gone, and interesting stuff you can do with MJF. And I guess they're going to continue with this ROH tag title run, which I guess you might as well. But I mean, of all the matches this year that you would have predicted being a pay-per-view, MJF versus The Righteous in a 2-on-1 handicap match for the ROH tag titles would have been pretty hard to have gone likely on at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Who knows? Yes, he's defending the titles in a handicap situation. He could very well lose the championship as well, and then
sets up him and Dutch. Huge showdown.
That's it. Yeah. Dutch will be the first to pin MJF in several months. Maybe it's happening, maybe it's not. At the same time, again, even if Adam Cole's out of action, okay, it just gives us a bit more of an excuse to have MJF singles the title defenses, doesn't it? Right. So again, I'm choosing to look at the positive here. You know, perhaps this is able to extend this feud that much longer so that maybe we can peak it again at All In next year, perhaps. So you know, hopefully he's not out for so long that the audience loses interest, because I don't think that's really possible at this point.